Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Hidden Images Podcast, powered by Next Level Internet Radio. I'm your podcast host, Sabrina Ford. I got my girl, Nadia Thomas, in the station today. Y'all know y'all always hear me talking about Nadia. Y'all are probably like, who is this Nadia girl? Who is this Nadia woman? Because every week I'm talking about my business bestie, Nadia Thomas, and we're going to shake things up a bit, and we are in the station today live here at Next Level Internet Radio, and we're going to be discussing some different things today, different topics. So instead of bringing you nothing but the biz, we're going to bring you more of personal relations. We're going to be talking about things like single life versus married life. Does a woman with children make her more of a woman than a woman without children? That's a hot topic. Sex on the first date and self-accountability. I said it again. Y'all, I said that earlier practicing, and I did it again here. Although Nadia said we're going to make that a topic, sex accountability. But not today. We're talking about self-accountability. There I go. But before we get started, I just have a few quick announcements to make. Congratulations to Ricky, the owner of Breakfast Brothers. They just opened their second location. Today was actually the first day in Dallas, Texas, right in front of Redbird Mall. So if you're familiar with the Breakfast Brothers Arlington and you're in Dallas, Texas, you now have a location in Dallas right there in front of Redbird that you can go to. And again, their grand opening was today at 7 a.m. Yesterday they did their ribbon cutting and I was there and it was amazing. They had the Arlington Chamber of Commerce, Black Chamber of Commerce was there, Dallas's Chamber of Commerce. So many different people were out there. Like it was really amazing to see the love and support. So congratulations to the Breakfast Brothers and their second location. Again, it's in Dallas, Texas, right in front of Redbird Mall. And if you haven't had a chance to experience their Arlington location, Dallas location is waiting for you. Also, I just want to offer my social media management services. If you're out there and you need a social media manager, I have several packages available for social media management. So if you're tired of the stress of dealing with your own social media, let me take on the stress for you. I can definitely do that for you. And so also we're still celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. So today we're having lunch delivered from Trompo Taqueria and we have some Trompo tacos coming. I'm drinking my Mexican Coke here today. If y'all haven't had a Mexican Coke, these are some of the best Cokes you can have. Delicious. And then my girl Nadia here, what are you drinking on? What you got?
The lime flavored.
Hey.
Soda, or whatever it is.
Jarritos. I think that's how you pronounce it. Jarritos. Y'all let me know in the comment section how you pronounce that. I should know though already. But without any further ado, those are all the announcements I have today. We're going to kick this show off. Like I said, we're bringing you something different. That's why I stopped that opening monologue to let y'all know we're bringing some different hot topics today at Hidden Images Podcast. And again, I got my girl Nadia Thomas in the building. Snaps.
Good evening. I had to look at the time to see if it was morning, afternoon, or evening.
How you doing, friend? ¿Cómo está, amiga?
Okay, I'm trying to share these lives to have people tune in because I can't go live because my phone is dead now and I can't pay attention.
So you had to share those lives. That's important. So, my friend, mi amiga, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
I hit you up. I was like, you got some free time this week. You're on vacation and you wanted to, and I wanted you to spend some time with me here on the podcast because you've been here at Next Level before, but you haven't been on Hidden Images before. So thank you.
Excuse me for not being on here.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Well, look, finally, because I'm months late, right?
No, never late. You right on time.
Okay.
You right on time, my friend. We say the best for now. I always talk about you on the podcast, and it's not going to stop. So now y'all finally get to meet Nadia Thomas. She's here. And so when I hit you up, you were like, Friend, I don't want to talk about business. We always talk about business because we're business besties, and that's what we do. Like, we jump on the phone, we talk about business 24/7, and sometimes, it's okay just to shake it up a bit and to talk about personal things.
Not mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good. You're good.
Of course, we talk about business every day, all the time, which is fine. But I be telling Sabrina, I don't want to talk about business today. You're going to give me a headache. I don't want to hear it. Let's talk about something else. What's going on in your personal life? Like, what's going on in the world? Like, so today I was like, you can talk about business with your other guests. I mean, we can talk about something else that the women and the people really want to hear. So... just had to throw that out there.
I love it. I mean, you're my business bestie, so we talk about that all day. Today, after we leave here, we'll probably end up on the phone talking about business. So why not make it a little more personal and bring some more real, not that business isn't real life, but bring more personal aspects. So we've come up with a couple topics.
Yes.
Right. So we've got single life versus married life. Does a woman with children make her more of a woman than a woman without children? I like that one, actually. Sex on the first date, and then self-accountability.
Yes, self-accountability.
So we're going to kick it off with our first segment, and we're going to talk about single life versus married life. And even Douglas, all of us can chime in on this one here with you being... Well, you're dating, but technically you're single until you get married. So let's put that out there.
Right.
Douglas has been married, and I'm transitioning from marriage to single life. So I think we all have a little input that we can put in here.
Yes.
Okay, so let's kick it off. Single life versus married life. I'll let you kick that off, Nadia. Single life versus married life.
As far as single life, and not talking about if you're in a relationship with someone, because even though you're in a relationship with someone, you're still dating, but you're more committed to that person versus when you're not in a relationship and you're just freely dating, meaning you're not tied to anyone in particular. So it's okay if you go out and have drinks with other guys or whatever because you're not tied to that person in a relationship.
I'm glad you're clearing that up because I want people to understand the difference between actually dating someone in a relationship and being committed or just dating, because I think those are two different things. Like, you can date multiple people at the same time, but then when you become in an exclusive relationship or we're together, that's when it's like just me and you.
Yeah, the difference comes in with the commitment because,
right.
I mean, when we're dating, we're just going places, taking trips or whatever we decide to do. There's no commitment. I mean, I have agreed, if we spoke about it, I have agreed to we just doing our own thing. We're hanging out. You still date other women and I still date other men. But once you commit yourself to a relationship, meaning... y'all came to an agreement on whatever your agreement may be with that person, which majority of the time is, I don't want you to see other people and you don't want me to see other people.
Right, because we're committed to each other.
Yeah, that's what we're committing to. So that's where the difference comes in. But when you're single and not in a relationship, I mean, you can do whatever you want. Talk to however many people you want. Associate with however many people you want. Men and women. It's not a stereotype thing. Men can do it and women cannot. Women can do it, men cannot. No, we both can because we're not committed to anyone.
I want to jump here on Facebook in the comments section. Shout out to everybody here live on Facebook. I really appreciate y'all for tuning in. Jay Linear, he's really, really supportive of the podcast. I really appreciate you. So Jay says married life is better than single life. And even Shay here in the comments, shout out to Coach Shay. She says, oh, interesting. Why do you think so? And so I want to answer that from being married, even though I'm transitioning and going through a divorce right now. So I'm going back into the single world. Cheers for that. Seriously. But being married, I think the good thing about being married is honestly, if you look at marriage as a business, and you commit to someone and you spend the rest of your life with them and you decide to come together and you have this partnership, this level of partnership with each other, and you're building a life together, I think that's how married life is better than single life. Although you can build a life of your own being single, but
you're legally tied
to
those assets and things of those natures when you're married.
Yeah. So that's where that part comes in, like being tied to the other person legally. Even if you, like here in Texas, even if you aren't legally married, if you're cohabitating or shacking up, like they consider that common law married. So you really have to be careful who you shack up with too here in Texas, because even though you're not legally married, if we live together for 6 or 7 months, even for 30, 40 days, if my clothes are there, or if my toothbrush is there, or if something is there and I'm starting to leave things there overnight, Texas considers that common law married. Like y'all were together, y'all were dating, y'all were cohabitating, you're living, you're shacking up, as Douglas
receiving
says.
mail.
Yeah, that too.
Huge, yeah.
But I think the benefits just come in for me, I think it just comes in with building. You know, being able to build with somebody, being able to share your happiness with somebody, being able to love someone else, being able to wake up to somebody, to make breakfast for them, to share just different life, and coming home to somebody. I think that's what makes married life better than single life. But I also, single life is just less of a headache,
I don't think it's one more better than the other per se. I guess it depends on the person.
Yeah,
because some people they go hard. They want to be in love. They want to be in a relationship. They want to have one person to build with, but not everybody wants that. So I don't think either is better than the other. It depends on the person, what type of person you are, because some people would prefer to go the rest of their lives being single and just date multiple people, which is fine because that's what they choose to do.
Yeah, and even now, based off my own personal experience, I would rather go the rest of my life as a single woman. Will I ever get married again after all this is over with? I don't know. I know there'll definitely be some changes because I've experienced and I learned a lot from this first marriage. And then going into dating now, I understand, like, I need to start asking more questions.
Because you can still have a great partnership with someone.
You can, and I think that's what I want. Yeah, I think now in life, I want to find a life partner where we just come together when we want to spend time together, travel, vacation, but we have our own separate lives. And when we want to spend that intimate time together, then we spend intimate time together and go about our business.
But this is where people mess up. Let's just say if he invests into your business and you invest into his, y'all are not married or anything, but y'all agreed to this partnership. A lot of people have that going on, but they miss the mark. When you do anything like that, you guys need to sign contracts with each other. That's where a lot of people mess up at too, and they feel like they might have gotten messed over by this person, or now y'all trying to go to court and it's not working out, because basically it's like y'all gave each other a gift. So people have to be careful when it comes to things like that. When you're dating or you find a partner or a life partnership and you guys don't want to get married or whatever, have a contract.
Right.
With certain things. You can have your own contract when it comes to certain things that you want this person to adhere by, and they can sign in the same, they can do the same with you to keep everything good. Because when you're not married, you done wasted 12 years with this person.
Thanks.
And then gave all this money and put all this money investment into this person, which is fine. But most people, when it don't work out, but they want their money back.
Facts,
or
yep.
they feel like they was messed over.
Yep.
Because now y'all done wasted 12 years. You're not married or tied legally to anything, really. So people have to be careful with that when it comes to dating and having a so-called life partner without marriage. Which, if that's what you want to do, is fine. But you need to make sure you cover yourself and your money as well.
And that just leads right into this comment. Again, shout out to Coach Shay. She's here on Facebook in the comment section. She says, I feel like these days we stretch ourselves, giving away unnecessary energy to different people. That's exhausting. Exactly to what you said. So just to elaborate more on that, like, Coach Shay, thank you for that right there. So I absolutely agree with that. Like, I also think we put too much pressure on people, and we put too much pressure on ourselves, and we expect certain things from people, and when they don't give us certain things that we expect, then we're upset, then we're unhappy, you know. So I think that we need to lay off the pressures of men and women, and I think we need to stop battling with each other as well. Like, that's exhausting, comparing men to women, and men and women are different. I don't care what people say. I don't care what equality. Yeah, I want us to get paid the same if we're doing the same job, if we're in the same work environment, we're doing the same thing. But at the end of the day, men are different from women. Women are different from men. Right. Biologically, we're different. We even get different diseases. Everything. Like, we're different. There's no change in that. So, Coach says, like, if I'm dating, and she says, if I'm dating you, and I'm dating you to be exclusive. Let's see, because something else popped up. Sorry, it keeps popping up. The more comments. Here we go. Sorry, I can't keep up with him.
But I also think the thing with dating is too, we put too much. If we're just dating, not in a relationship, but if we're just dating, why are we putting so much feelings into people we are just dating? That's why a lot of people, that's why things don't work out. It's no reason why I should be in my feelings if we are just dating. Because that means anything that you do should not affect me. Anything that I do should not affect you. That's, people have to keep their personal feelings when it comes to certain things out of dating. And a lot of people can't handle real dating because of jealousy. Because he didn't just took you on the trip. Because y'all are dating. He just took you on the trip. But now next week he took another woman on the trip. And you're upset. Well, y'all are just dating. And the same with men. You know, they are possessive as well. They know we have this dating title. It's like, oh, some man just took her to Ruth Chris last night. And we're dating.
I think that has a lot to do with what people are saying to these people. Because a lot of men lie now. And not to say women don't lie either, but I think if men and women were just more upfront and honest about that part, like, I'm dating multiple people right now. That doesn't mean I'm necessarily sleeping with multiple people, and we'll get to sex on the first date and self-accountability later on in the show. But at the end of the day, I'm allowed to date multiple people at once, but also those people need to know I am dating multiple people at once. That way they know how to place their energy. They know how to place their emotions. They know who they want to spend their time with, because they may be looking for something exclusive. They may not want to date a woman who doesn't know what she wants. They may want to date a woman, get married, settle down, let's have kids, and vice versa. So that's why I think it's so important that men and women are just upfront with how they're dating
instead of communicating. You have to
that's true.
When we date, we need to find out what we want. We just can't keep going out to eat and not saying anything to each other about what this is.
That's
because
true.
Now somebody has feelings and somebody don't, because we did not communicate. And we need to stop, people, men and women, stop believing everything someone tells you and say about anything. If you know you done seen this man texting 5 women in his phone, why would you believe that he wants you to be the only one? Stuff like that too, you know. We just have to pay attention to things, pay attention to people. You know, like I tell you all the time when we talk about personal things, like I pay attention to every little thing, what the person says, what they do, how they act when it comes to certain things, because that can also tell you a lot too when it comes to certain things. So you just have to be careful when it comes to dating. You know, just do what you want to do. If you feel like that person didn't make themselves clear about what they wanted to do with this shindig that you guys have going on, then that's when you step up and say, hey, I know we probably been going to the movies and going out a lot, but I'm letting you know now I'm not trying to get into a relationship and I don't want it to go that far. And before it even gets that far, you let that person know up front. And majority of people don't do that. They just date without communicating. That's why what you said it becomes a problem, because they feel like a person is not telling them everything or lying to them or something like that when you never asked.
Well, do you think that person has to ask, or is it up to that person who?
It's both. It's both ways. That person's supposed to tell you, but if they do not tell you, then you ask to avoid confusion on both sides. If they don't tell you, just ask.
Yeah, that's.
I agree. I mean, you should be upfront regardless, but majority of people are not upfront. I mean, we see that in everyday life situations.
No, because everybody has their own motives, their own ulterior motives that they're trying to get, and I think that's the sad part. I mean, I don't go into dating with motives. I like literally even before I was married and I was dating. People like the guys that I dated, they knew like, okay, today I might be going out with John, tomorrow it might be Paul, Wednesday it might be Mark, Saturday it might be James.
But you are upfront though.
And I'm upfront about it.
The next person might not be. That's the problem.
Yeah. Because at the time I wasn't dating for marriage. I wasn't dating to be married. You know, when you're dating to be married, that's when more feelings get involved. That's when you really want to know, like, are you dating someone else? That's when jealousy gets involved, because I want you all to myself. So why would I want you out there dating other people? But if I want to date for marriage, like, I need to be upfront. Like, people need to be upfront about that.
Right.
Because that's important. And I think that's why on a first date, some of those questions to me are important to ask on the first date. Yes. I don't think that it's too upfront to ask on a first date, you know, do you see yourself getting married? Do you see yourself having kids? I see that debate all the time.
Good comment. Somebody said, what else would you be dating for? Some people just like to have fun and go out and enjoy themselves with other people. I'm not speaking for her, but that may be the reason some people just date.
See, that's why there's a difference between dating and actually being in a relationship. Yes. So if I'm in a relationship with somebody, exclusive relationship, then we're probably doing more than dating. We're probably being intimate, because I don't have to be intimate with people I'm dating.
Right, you don't.
No. I could date 100 people a month and never be intimate with any of those. But then if I meet somebody that I want to be in a relationship with, that I can see myself exclusively dating, that's when more feelings gets attached. The commitment comes. All of that comes in, the intimacy.
Then you're potentially dating for marriage, because now we're in a committed relationship.
Yeah, because how do I know I even want to date you on the first date? Like, how do I know I want to commit to you from the first date?
You don't.
After the first date, I might figure out, well, I don't even like this dude. So how do you know you like someone without actually dating them? So I would never know who I want to exclusively be with. If that's the case, then I could go out right now, meet someone. Hi, we go on a date, and even before the date, we're exclusive, but I haven't even gone on a date with them, so I don't know if I want to be exclusive with them.
And a date all the time is not spending money either. We might just meet up at a bookstore or meet up at a park and say, hey, let's get to know each other, because, I mean, yes, I'm still going to see other people. You're still going to see other people, but we do want to get to know each other.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, then that'll determine if we want to date into a relationship or not.
And back, I think Coach, she just made another comment. She said, but Sabrina, that's way too much time and energy wasted that's not building anything.
But that's for you. I feel like it depends on the person.
And not only that, I think that comes from maybe people that you might already know. Like if I don't know you and we just meet at a bus stop or something, then not that I have to waste time, but we have to date in order for me I have to get to know you in order for me to know if I like you or not. I don't know if I like you because we're just meeting. So to your comment, Coach, I think that may come from people maybe we already know, maybe we grew up with, maybe we know their ways, like we've hung out with them, we've been to school with them, so we kind of know who they are, and we might already know in the back of our head we like that person, or we might have had a crush on them, or we know we might want to date them because we've been around them and we know them. But for people that maybe you're just meeting, or you go out one night with your girlfriends and you meet a guy, you don't really know him, so you can't place feelings or emotions or energy anywhere at that point until you go out on a date or have conversations, or even to me, like a long phone conversation, that's a date. If I spend 2 hours on the phone with you, getting to know you, we've just spent 2 hours on a date. We don't necessarily have to be together or go out to have a date. A date can be held on the phone.
But yeah, not everyone wants to date for a relationship. Like, I'm not an introvert. I have both qualities, but let's just say a really introverted person per se, they want to have company and they want to go on dates every now and then, but they don't want to be in a relationship because they don't want to be bothered. They don't per se want to have to talk to that person every day. In a relationship, you have to talk to that person every day or anything. So this person might just want to date every blue moon just to have somebody to accompany them, just to have a little fun, because I know plenty of introverts and some of them, they don't deal with people at all. You know, you can be their best friend and not hear from them for a while. Not that anything is wrong with them, but they just don't want to be bothered. They like spending time to themselves. So
Coach says, so you want the experiences without the commitment.
Well, you would have to speak to that person. This is just general speaking. Like I said, everybody dates for different reasons. Some people date because they just want company at the time. If I just ask you out on a date just for Saturday, okay, that don't mean I'm trying to be in a relationship.
Yeah, that doesn't.
I just want somebody to accompany me to have fun. Yeah. And after we have this fun Saturday, you might not hear from me because I'm going back into my bubble because I had my fun and I don't want to be bothered again.
Yeah, because that would mean that would mean that we're literally dating and every single person, like we're committing to every person that we've dated. That doesn't, to me personally, that doesn't make sense, because I know I've gone on dates and I don't like that person. That doesn't mean I committed to them for that day, or we had
a couple days and I figure you're not for me. You're not for me.
Yeah,
boom, that's it.
Move on. Like, how do you learn somebody without getting to know them?
But that's if you're dating for a relationship. Like I said, not everyone dates for a relationship. It depends on the person. We just can't put a stigma on it because everyone is different. Everyone dates for their own reasons, so it's no stigma to put on it.
Yeah. And I think, again, it's just like that commitment level actually comes with time. Like, even if we go on a date today, we're going to have to spend more time together in order for me to really know if I like you. That one date doesn't define a committed relationship.
Correct.
We're gonna have to date several times. We're gonna have to do several things. I wanna see how you are when you're angry, or when you're happy, when you're sad, when you're on top versus when you're at the bottom. Like, though, it's levels to actually building a relationship, and you really can't build it if you aren't dating. Like, if you aren't out there conversing with people.
And the thing is too, if you are dating to find a relationship, why would you just settle for the first two people that take you on a date? I mean, just being
That's
real.
true.
If you're dating for a relationship, why would I date this one person and just stick with this one person and just deal with whatever because I want to be in a relationship and I don't want to date multiple people and have my options open to see who may be fit for me.
Right.
So why would I do that? If I'm dating for a relationship, I'm still going to date multiple people so I can know who I may fit best with the relationship with.
Yeah. Yeah. So back here to Facebook. Shout out to everybody here on Facebook Live.
Oh my goodness, look at the comments.
We got the comments going live here. Coach says, then I'm not going to the date then. Fat Boy Cube. Shout out to Fat Boy Cube. I really appreciate you. He's been supporting the podcast ever since he's caught on to the podcast, and I really appreciate you.
And he's saying exactly, he gets what I'm saying.
He said it may be recreational for some and not commitment. And based on what some have been through, this may determine what their intentions are. Yeah.
And that goes back to what we said earlier. Yeah. If that person is not upfront with you, then you ask. We're not just going to put it all on that person to be upfront, because why you're not being upfront? Why are you waiting on this person to be upfront? So it goes for both people. That's what I'm saying. It's not no one way to it. It goes for both.
Yeah. And to back to his comment, like based on, what people have been through and their experiences, like based on my first marriage, there's one thing I will not do ever again, and that is move in with the man and live with the man. I don't care if we're married. I don't care how long we've dated. I don't care how long we've been committed, but based on my personal experience from my first marriage, and 30, 60 days into it, this is my house, things change like that, I will never move into a house with a man again. I will have you can have your own house, I'll have my own house. If we have enough money to buy a third one where we can share.
You can just move with me so I can put you out.
Yeah, but I will never put myself in a position to be put out by a man again. So, yeah, I mean, we date based off of experiences. And I think that's why a lot of people do, date. Some people date with the purpose of marriage. And then some people date, okay, I'm just going to get what I want to get. And then some people date just for the company, just to have fun. I think it's just those conversations that have to be had. That's why on the first date, it's important to ask. Have a list of questions. You don't have to pull out the list and just have your, number 1, 2, 3. But in the back of your mind, if you know you're dating for marriage and you don't want to waste time next week dating somebody else or the next month dating somebody else, then have those questions ready. But also, if you're going to commit just like that in your head, you also need to have ready the fact that that person you might find things out about them later that you don't like. And if you don't give, just like you said, if you don't give your time to date multiple people to figure out who you actually like, you might actually settle for somebody and 2 or 3 years later, y'all broke up anyway.
Yeah, because you might be dating for marriage, and people are liars and manipulators. A woman can tell a man that she's dating for this reason and can be lying and vice versa. So that's why you just take your time and see, instead of just putting all your eggs into one person. Just because you say you're dating for marriage and they say they're dating for marriage, that doesn't mean that it's going to work out with that person per se.
Yeah. And shout out to George Brooks. I appreciate you for supporting the podcast as well. He says you got to go through some things with the person to build a real relationship or friendship.
Facts.
That is facts.
It even takes time to build friendships. Friendships don't happen overnight.
Yep, that's true. That is very true. Yeah. I think that's so important, because just to back to what we said, it's going to take more than one date for either party to realize if they like that person, and, for women, most of the time we fall before the man falls. Like it's, and that's why most women we go on a date, and after they take us on a date, we're like, oh my God, girl, I think I met the love of my life, and oh my gosh, we're so happy after that first date. Then after a few weeks and that man showed his true colors, we like, man.
Now that's a waste of time and energy. That is what you call a waste of time and energy. I don't think dating multiple people is a waste of time for energy. If that's what you like, now for some it may be, but hey, to each his own.
And hey, how you doing, Quayana? Shout out to Miss Quayana Howard. She says, yes, don't ever do that again, Sabrina. I won't. And then she says, be honest with your dating purposes. Yeah, I mean, true. And even men, the one thing I want men to be honest with when they're dating is, are you dating to get something from me, to get my body, to be intimate with me? Or are you really dating to enjoy my company?
And he gonna lie. He gonna lie. He gonna lie. Women,
that's
stop
the thing
believing
I
it.
want
Stop
men
believing
to just be upfront about. But if all you want is one thing, I promise you, men, there are women out there that will give you that one thing that you want. You don't have to lie to get what you want from women. There are women who will lay down on the first date.
Up front, though. Some men are, but a lot of y'all are not.
90% of them aren't. There's a rare there's a rare 10% that will tell you that's all they want. And okay, cool. I'm glad you're up front so I can know how to move. I don't want that from you.
But then that's what comes back to what you said in the beginning. Men and women are just totally different. I mean, that's when that comes in too. So that's why you just have to pay attention. Don't just believe everything a man or a woman is quick to say to you. You know, even a month can go by and it's like, oh my goodness, they stand on everything they say. But the third month, a whole lot of things unravel. It just takes time. You have to get to know people.
Yeah, that's so
and
true.
If that's a waste of time and energy for you, well, that is you. But for other people, it may not be. Yeah. So that goes back to what we said in the beginning also. It depends on the person.
Yeah. Woo, goodness. We're going deep in here. You know what? It is 12:52. We're going to jump into the next topic.
Okay.
We got
we have 4 other segments.
We got 3 other segments to go. So we're going to jump into the next topic. But y'all, leave your comments here in the comment section. And let us know if you're single, married, dating with the purpose, dating for marriage. Let us know your relationship status. Y'all know mine. I'm soon to be single. So we're going to jump right into the next topic. Wow, this one's pretty deep.
Right? This one is very deep for women.
Me. It's deep for women. We're going to shake a few things here on this next topic. So the next topic we have is, do women with children, or are women with children, are they more of a woman than women without children? Did that make sense? Because I didn't even read it how I wrote it. I'll be honest.
Did it make sense? Do women with children, are they considered more of a woman because they have children than women who don't? Yes,
because I've debated with this, not here on the podcast.
I have plenty of times.
And it just irks me, and it gets to me that there are some women out there who think that just because, you know, there are women without children, like we're dumb, we don't know how to take care of children, we don't understand what it's like. And there are some aspects of parenting that I may not have experienced yet. But that doesn't mean I don't understand how to care for a child. If I've cared for anybody in my life, then I know how to care for a child. And honestly, there are some mothers out there and some fathers out there that ain't doing a good job of caring for their own kids right now. Mm-hmm. So what are your thoughts on women with children versus women without children? Do you think a woman with children has more knowledge or are more capable than a woman without children? What are your thoughts?
And also, why do you guys think it's for women, why do you guys think it's such a big debate within the women community? I want to hear y'all thoughts on that too. As to why do y'all believe it's, because it's a big debate.
It really is.
From what you see on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever, it's always a debate about it.
Yeah. And I think that, you know, women without children, it doesn't mean that you are less capable of taking care of a child. First of all, I think it's funny because 9 times out of 10, we're the first people that those parents call are the people without children. Like, I don't know how many times, you know, shout out to all the mothers out there, my sisters, and there's no disrespect to any of them. But yeah, my sisters call me plenty of time to babysit the kids. So if my friends, can you babysit the kids? Yeah, I can, because, you know, I know how to take care of children. I know how to watch them. I know how to care for them, feed them, clothe them, bathe them. It's not science. It's not rocket science. Like, what is it that we're missing that they think we don't understand? I need to know that.
I'm so bad as to not handling kids because I don't know what I'm doing because I don't have kids. Well, why won't you send the kids over there with your friends or people who have kids? And then it doesn't make sense to me sometimes when some women want to talk about that because you didn't know too much yourself before you had this child. It took for you to have a child.
Yep.
And it don't even take for you to have a child because majority of us have little cousins, nieces, nephews, and friends with kids that we done had to help. So I don't, to me, it shouldn't be a debate at all. I mean, if you have children, fine. If you don't, oh well. And it's also a sacred conversation because some of these women cannot have children.
And that's me.
So not all women are, some women boast about not having kids because of the freedom and so on, but some of them don't boast or say anything about it because they can't have kids and they may want to have kids. But then it's some women who bash you for not having them or feel like you said you may be less of a woman because you don't. And even some men feel that way too. Some men feel that way also.
Douglas says, are they angry that they have kids and you don't?
That's what it sounds like. The ladies that don't have kids. The ones that do are mad at y'all.
And then Coach says women without children still have motherly traits. They just don't have their own. Exactly.
Right.
And then Kayana says it's about your level of maturity that defines the status. It shouldn't matter if a woman has a child. I absolutely agree.
Because I know some women with children, I'll be like, Lord, why out of all the people who had a child.
Sorry, I said Quayana. I'm sorry. I'm bad with names, but I'm good with faces. I don't say people names. I'm good. Q, you know, I'm just gonna call you Q, Lady Q. And it dawned on me a second later, like, wait a minute, but y'all know I stumble over stuff. It's these braces. I promise you, it's these braces. Yesterday when I was at the Breakfast Brothers doing a small little speaking segment on their red carpet, I'm stumbling over Hidden Images podcast. And I'm like, I can't even say my own podcast name, but it was my braces.
You need to slow down.
And that's what I said.
Just slow down.
That's what I said. I said, dang, I just need to slow down when I speak.
Because you done had them braces.
Oh, that's hilarious. No, I really you just know when I speak, I can feel it every time my top lip just goes over the braces. But anywho, we'll talk about braces another segment. We'll talk about them when I get them out. Oh, she says, gotcha. She says, yep, call me Q, but it's pronounced Kiana. Thank you, Kiana.
Well, that's unique.
That is unique because the way she spells it. That's pretty.
Some just have kids but are not mothering.
You fat boy cute, you sure are right. Some just have kids but aren't mothering. Like, facts. And I think that's probably one of the worst mothers you can have there. Like,
and some of those people may be that way because they didn't want kids and now they have these kids and they feel like they stuck with the kids, but that is not the kids' fault.
And I hate that. I hate any parent who tries to make their child feel like they're a burden or a problem, or I wish I didn't have you, or you get in my way. First of all, you're the adult. That's why we're going to talk about sex on the first date, self-accountability. We're going to talk about those things. When you lay down with somebody, there's only a few things you're going to get. A good time, pregnant, or an STD. Like, you one of those three things, right?
Correct.
So we're hoping we just have a good time every time and everything's fine and we, But at the end of the day, you're responsible for your own body. And when we talk about abortion and Roe versus Wade and we get into those types of conversations and your excuses, this is my body, I do what I want to do. Okay, but when you're doing what you want to do with your body, you need to understand there are consequences.
Like, you're grown. A man and a woman, we both know those are the consequences. Like you said, when you lay down with someone, it's only 3. Pregnancy, STD, or a good time.
That's it.
I mean, nothing more, nothing less.
That's all you're going to get.
And if you knew you had a child and you did not want that child, even though adoption can take years because they'll give a child to a foster care mother who treats her foster care children like crap before they actually give it to someone who really wants a child and can take care and love that child for real. Yeah. So I just can't speak on adoption because that is a tedious process, but it is other things into play and other options that you have if you know you do not want that child.
I like what you're saying, and what I'm thinking in my head is that any woman, if you don't want to deal with children, period, don't make yourself responsible for children, whether you're foster parenting, adoption, babysitting, actual mother, even if you're an auntie, you don't want to deal with kids, don't bring them kids to my house, sis, brother, or whatever the case may be. I just don't want to deal with children. And that is fine. That is okay to be that way.
And if you don't want to deal with your own, talk to other people. Tell them, like, hey, I know about these kids into this world, but it's stressful. And I don't want these kids. Tell somebody. Tell the teacher. Tell a family member. It is people out here that will help. They will take the babies from the situation because you're expressing that you don't want these children instead of treating them like they did something to you.
The first thing you need to do as a man and as a woman, shout out to Fat Boy Q because he's same as father, so we'll intertwine it a little bit. But just stop. I'm not saying stop having sex, but protect yourself from getting pregnant. Protect yourself as a man from getting a woman pregnant. Though there's safety measures in place before you even lay down to have sex that you can put into play, and therefore it stops pregnancy.
And not to be graphic, but I'm going to be a little graphic. A lot of people out here want to have raw sex. They don't want to protect themselves. If you're going to lay down, this goes for men and women. If you're going to lay down with an individual and you're seeing that they're not trying to take preventative measures to protect themselves and you, and if you know you're the kind of person that wants to protect yourself, either y'all don't need to do it or you need to have something in place to where y'all are both protected. And most people don't do that. It's just sex. It's just that, okay, that's why the STD rate is so high. That's why people are depressed with kids. That's why people are killing kids. Like, we can prevent these things, but we just want to have sex. It's just sex. I just want to get a nut. I just want to do this. I just want to have some fun. You can do all of that and protect yourself. And people don't want to speak on, people act like they using protection and stuff like that, but most of people are not using protection. And if you say anything to certain people about using protection, oh, I'm clean and all that, I don't know if you clean. Well, matter of fact, before we do anything, let's go get tested. You can't even say say anything like that to people these days, because if you say, let's get to, oh, you trying to say, I got something. Men and women, you trying to say, I got something. Well, I don't want to do nothing with you. Well, actually, that should be the person you want to do something with, because they want to know the status. They're letting you know their status. But people don't want to take out the time to do that because they want to fuck.
That's it.
That's
all.
it.
They want that good time. They're not worried about the consequences until after the consequences are here.
After it's here.
What are you going to do? The baby's here now. The STD's here now. You got to go to sit in the doctor and you got to get these pills, and now you got to be curable.
And what I be telling women all the time, this is why I'm harder on women, because
we're women.
Men are equally responsible also, but at the end of the day, when we get pregnant, who have to look after this child? When we take this child home, who has to be there with this child? Who has to wake up with this child? Who has to make sure they feed this child? A man can go wander off and he can be at the house with you today and not be at the house with you tomorrow.
Yeah.
But once you have that child, it's like a woman is stuck once they have the child. It's like they stuck with the child. And men can just go do whatever, and that's not right at all. But that's why I be harder on women, because we know certain men out here do certain things like that, so we have to protect ourselves. Because I even have friends that's great guys and have trashy baby mamas, and I'm like, how did you even she changed after the baby? And I hear a lot of people say that too. People change after the baby. Now, if that's your situation, I can't too much speak on that, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about preventing certain situations, so
that never happened.
Right.
That's hilarious. So we got a notification our food's on the way. Again, we ordered tacos because we're still celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. Shout out to all the Hispanic entrepreneurs that have stopped by Hidden Images Podcast. We have a few more Hispanic entrepreneurs lined up for the rest of the month, but for the entire month of, between September 15th and October 15th, we're going to do it the whole month of October. We are paying homage and celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, because y'all know me, that's like my second culture, you know. Habla conmigo en español, por favor. You know, talk to me in Spanish, you know, if you can. I would love that, you know. But we've got our food on the way. We ordered from Trompo Taqueria, and we ordered some Trompo tacos, and they're on their way. So hopefully our food will get here quickly, because tengo mucho hambre. Y'all know I'm always hungry. Every podcast episode. And I ate breakfast today. Like, I did, so... Shout out to Winco, because I've been getting my groceries from Winco. Nadia tried to tell me how inexpensive they were. I didn't listen, but I've been shopping at Winco for the last couple weeks. But how about this? Ready to jump into another segment?
Yes.
So
they loving it.
So before we jump into another topic, I have introduced a new segment to Hidden Images Podcast. And the new segment that I have been introducing is Hidden Gems and Quotes. So what we do is we take quotes from either famous people or from local entrepreneurs like ourselves. We read them off here, and we dissect them and just give our thoughts about it. So, Nadia, are you related to Tim B? She looks and sounds like him. Do you know who that is?
Let me tell you something.
Okay, we'll get right back to it. Hold on.
Let's put everything on pause. I'm from Mobile, Alabama. Okay, let's start there. Mobile, Alabama. Okay. So I met a comedian a few weeks ago. He's from Pensacola, Florida. So we at this I was at Live Weeks for the karaoke night. So we just hanging out and chilling or whatever. Me and him, we just talking crap or whatever, because, you know, that's what down south people do. So he gonna say, you know who you sound like? I said, who? Because I'm like, who this person's from? Because people always telling me I'm country, so just go ahead and tell me who you talking about.
Y'all lay it on me.
So he was like, Tim B or whoever. I was like, I don't know who that is. So when he showed me who he was, I said, I know who he is. That's so funny. I said, oh, so that's who you telling me I sound like.
I gotta Google him. Shout out to Furman, because he's from Mobile, Alabama as well. So I'm gonna have to look up who this Tim Bay is.
Just some guy comedian that be wearing a wig, girl.
Oh, gotta look him up. Oh, that's interesting. You hit that right on the money. Okay, so back to our new segment. Thank you for that, Nadia. I'm gonna look him up as soon as we get out of here.
Start punching the out.
Start tagging him in your post. So we're gonna dive right back into it. We got hidden gems and quotes, right? So the quote is, "We're there. I'll bring the tables and chairs. You don't have to give me one. I have my own." And that is a quote from my girl, Nadia Thomas herself. And that is a quote from the Women with Purpose tour. Well, I think you said that when we were advertising or promoting the Dallas tour. I think it was the Dallas tour. It was the Dallas tour because we were in here with Douglas. So let me read it again. So, "We're there. I'll bring the tables and chairs. You don't have to give me one. I have my own." And again, that is a quote from yours truly here, Miss Nadia Thomas. And so I'm going to let you kick it off because that's your quote. So share your thoughts on that and what was your thought process behind it?
Okay, so I believe what made me say that was talking about something on the verge of being invited to sit at the table with other people, or basically we were talking about, let's just say how we have this business and we don't want anybody to come along. We're just denying them a seat at our table, basically, long story short. So what made me say was, well, I don't need to join anyone else's table. I am the table. I have my own table. I have my own chairs. Matter of fact, I have the office. Matter of fact, I have the building. So do you want to bring your little set of table and chairs into my building? Because, I mean, I don't feel like anyone, this goes for men and women, I don't feel like anyone should feel like they have to go put themselves at other people's table. Now, sometimes, of course, we want to because that person can put us places that we cannot put ourselves. But if we see that we're trying to go to that person's table and not per se being denied from the table, but it's just not, I'm not welcome with open arms going to that table, then that's not the table for you. Even though this person, just using you as an example, with marketing, if you meet someone who is a CEO of Walmart and you want to speak with Walmart CEO of how I can enlarge my marketing brand and what they did to enlarge their marketing brand for Walmart or however that goes. And if you are going over there and they like, well, yeah, you can come over, but then it's like, they're kind of like, you can come over, but not, yes, come over. I'm trying to show you, let me show you the ropes. Let me show you what to do. That's not the table for you. Sometimes you just have to branch out in other directions and find your own. Everybody has their own table. Now, whether you utilize your table or not, that is on you. I feel everyone has their own table. Because nobody can do anything for you but yourself. You have to push yourself and put yourself in better positions. So whether you utilize your table or not, that's on you. But I have a table. So if I want to combine my table with someone else's, not per se join their table. But if I want to combine my table with someone else and they're not making me feel welcome with open arms, then that's okay. Because I have my own table anyway. And I have my own chairs and everything else to go along with it. I just wanted to combine with you when it comes to certain things. But I don't have to, and nobody has to. And I want people to know that you guys don't have to do anything. You don't have to go sit under people just because they can put you in better positions. You don't have to do that. You have your own table. Now, it is good to do, but if you see that they're not welcoming you with open arms, go elsewhere. Or build your table better. See what you can do to elevate yourself. And if you don't have chairs at the moment around your table, well, they denied me, or they act like they don't want me a part of theirs, and I just have this table. Well, let me see how I can put these chairs around here. Let me see how I can put a painting on the wall. Like, you can do everything yourself. So that was my whole purpose. I don't need yours.
Ooh, y'all, my girl went deep there. And when you said that earlier this year, like, I remember going crazy. I have the clip. I think I shared the clip, and I probably need to go and share the clip today. Matter of fact, I'll share it later. But I mean, that, and honestly, that was my first time hearing it, and I had never heard that quote before. And I don't know if you had or not, but it's actually a popular quote in so many different words. Like, not exactly how you said it, but it's really popular. And you know, hearing it from you from the first time, then I get on YouTube and of course scrolling, and I hear it again. It's like, wow, my girl Nadia just freaking said that. Like, that is so dope. And I think it's so important because one thing that you said was, you know, I have my own table and I have my own chairs and I'm building my own thing here, right? So I think that's important because if I do want to sit at somebody else's table, I know I have something else to bring to it, right? And I think that is important with wanting to collaborate with people and wanting to sit at other people's tables, is the fact that I'm coming here to sit at your table because I bring value. I have my own whole table, my own chairs. I'm bringing all of that with me when I come sit at your table. I'm not just pulling up a chair and sitting and not bringing no type of value or anything. I think that's where people may get that unwanted feeling, or people get brushed off because you can sit at my table, but you still need to have value at this table. Like, everybody at my table needs to be bringing something. We're just not going to have people eating and not bringing their plate.
If you don't bring your own table, that's fine. But how are you going to help me and benefit me by sitting at my table?
Right. Yeah.
So, like you said, you're going to feel unwanted at that person's table because what are you doing to benefit that person at their table? You just can't go sit at anybody's table with nothing, like you said, nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is so important. Nadia, that was deep there. That was deep. Let's go right here to the comment section. Q says, I always say I'm hungry. I'm going to eat. I'm not waiting for no one to feed me.
Right.
I love it. I love that. And then shout out to Furman. Furman says, don't sit around waiting for life to happen. You get up and make life happen. And I think that goes to your point of, okay, well, I build my own table. I'm creating my own. I hang my own pictures. I'm bringing my own chairs. Like, that just goes to that point. And I think that is so important, is to build your own value up.
Yes.
That way you have value to bring to anyone's table. No matter where you're invited to sit at, you have value that you're bringing to that table.
Yes, and if you feel like you want to be at this person's table, but you feel like you cannot provide any value to that person's table, then leave. Don't take up that person's time and space or whatever that they have going on at their table. Because sometimes we may want to do things, but it's not fitting to us. And that's okay.
Or not at that moment. Maybe you have to leave, go educate yourself, and then come back when, let somebody else keep the seat warm for you. And then by the time you get back, now you can fall right into place.
Right. And a lot of people don't want to do that either. You know, a lot of people, they want to sit at other people's tables, but they don't want to do the work. They don't want the responsibility to come along.
Let's not talk about that, because
at that point, you're a leech to me.
It's a lot of people. Yeah,
you're a leech to me.
Yeah, exactly. I've definitely experienced that. Because if I create a platform and I expect your chair to work at my table. That's what I expect. If I've created the table, built the table, and all I've asked you is to bring the value of your seat, of you being there, then I want what value? Like, I want to see the value. You're just not going to sit here and eat.
You doing me no value with a cold chair.
Yes.
Like, this chair never been sat in. It's cold when I sit here.
Mm-hmm.
You're not doing me any value, so why would you want to sit at my table?
Yeah. Furman Jackson says your fingerprint is not the same as the next person. That's dope. That's dope. Oh, our food is here. So y'all want to take a quick commercial break while I run and go get the food, and then we'll come right back. You could be starting a business out. You could be 5 years into your business, but when you come to one of our tours, you're still going to leave with some type of knowledge. Hey there, podcast listeners. Want to hear more from Hidden Images Podcast? Download Next Level Internet Radio app and start tuning into some of the hottest underground artists from all over. Plus, Hidden Images Podcast airs every Monday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Download now. Welcome back to Hidden Images Podcast, powered by Next Level Internet Radio. And if you're just tuning in, if you're just tuning in, I'm here with my girl, my business bestie, Nadia Thomas, and we have been spicing things up a bit, shaking things up. Right now we're eating tacos from Trampo Taqueria in Garland, Texas, off of Buckingham, and these are some delicious tacos. Shout out to their establishment. And to everybody, like I said, we're celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, so we just wanted to pay tribute by diving into the culture. My favorite part of the culture is the food. How about you guys? You guys enjoying the tacos?
Yes.
Very good.
Alrighty. So Nadia, let's get back into it, because got about 30 minutes left, and we're just gonna continue to shake it up a bit. So we just got through talking about single life versus married life. We also talked about women with children versus women without children. We had a great quote from Nadia Thomas there that we discussed. So now we're on our third segment. Sex on the first date. Ooh. Sex on the first date. Excuse me.
Now, Douglas, you're going to have to chime in on this because...
Okay.
Excuse me, y'all. It's the taco.
So, I'll start so I can eat my taco. So, to me, I mean, I don't think it's a big deal. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. At the end of the day, I don't care if anybody has sex on the first date or not. But what I have heard from some men say it don't matter if you make them wait 30 days, 60 days, or if you sleep with them on the first night. Some men say they don't care about that. So that's why we have Douglas here. He's going to give his input on what he believes and what he believes other men may believe.
Put me on the spot.
Yeah, we're going to put him on the spot because...
Younger Doug.
Right.
Sex on the first date.
Yeah, there
Older
you go.
Doug. Don't matter.
Simple as that.
I think the older you get, you don't really trip on sex on the first date. The older you get.
Yeah.
Because you done sold your wild oats, you done all that. But some older people still, that's not all the majority, but I don't think it really matters. Furman said on the first date, I'm all about getting to know the character of the woman I wanted to meet.
Furman's so sweet.
Yeah, Furman playing it.
That was saying Furman playing
come on, man.
So y'all know.
Is Furman married first, though?
No,
Furman's single.
He's still single.
He's single.
So I'm a realist for y'all that do not know me. I'm a realist. So, okay, for some men or some women, the guy may be very attractive, smell good. The woman, she may be very attractive, smell good. Shoot, they have already been conversating, FaceTiming or whatever, and after this first date, they like, well, shoot, she is so fine or he is so fine, and the sexual chemistry may be there, so they might have got to know each other, and then after that, they might want to smash.
So do you think it's true that women know instantly within the first 7 seconds of meeting a guy if they want to have sex with him or we want to have sex with them or not.
Well, I can't.
I see Douglas is shaking his head.
I mean, when you find somebody attractive, you know if they attractive to you, just like, oh, well, this is a nice looking person, but I'm not sexually.
Not necessarily on the first day, but you know you're gonna go to that point with that person.
You know when you look at the person, like, hey, he fine. I'm talking to him. I'm smash. You know, and that's the same with me. She fine. I seen her. I know I want to smash.
Carmen said, yes, y'all do.
Yes, we know.
I think that's interesting because, excuse me, those tacos and that Coke, y'all, those Mexican Cokes are delicious. If you never had a Mexican Coke, the Coke here in the bottle, Coca de Mexico, it's la mejor. Like, it's one of the best. I really love the Spanish Cokes. They're really good. But as far as, like, sex on the first date, like, you know, for me, like you said, Nadia, like, if two mature adults want to have sex on the first date, go at it. It doesn't matter. You can have sex on the first meeting, the first date. I don't know you. Pick out a phone number in the phone book. Hey, you want to have some fun? You know, I don't know. Hey, it doesn't matter. Let's just meet up and have fun. You know, if you're an adult, you can do that, you know, but
beware of those consequences. The three consequences. Say them again.
A good time, STD, or pregnancy. You only gonna get one of those 3 things out of sex on the first date, right?
Right, especially if you don't protect yourself.
Yeah, and if you are having sex on the first date, let's make sure we let people know that. Like, please protect yourself. Yes. Like, come on now. If you're going to have sex with somebody you just meeting, you better be protecting yourself. Mm-hmm. And that's with anybody, no matter how long you've known them. You know, you should protect yourself. Mm-hmm. But
29% say they're having sex on the first date.
29 men and women? Wow.
That's a percentage.
Wow.
29. I thought it'd be a lot higher.
Does that have an age group next to it? Or
let's see. 30 and older.
30 and older, mature adults, just like we said, yeah. Yeah. Sometimes some guys think it's between y'all's legs and it's not, Furman Jackson says. And then Furman also says women love sex. Y'all just don't sleep with anybody.
We ain't gonna say that for our women because Furman is some nasty ass women. That's a topic for another day.
That's another topic. Some nasty women out there.
We're gonna bring that up in a hygiene topic.
Nadia and I got some more crazy topics coming for y'all in another episode. But yeah, I think that as long as you're wrapping it up, staying safe.
15% of the women are paying for sex now.
What?
Yeah,
I want to talk about, man, that's a topic I want to talk about.
30% of men are paying for sex.
Why would I pay
100% of men are paying for sex. They just don't know they are, right? Because when you take a woman out on a date and you're spending your money, and you're at the end of the day, and you're expecting to get ass or you're expecting to have sex, you have now paid for that sex. Men really don't understand that. Like, I've tried to get this through men's heads so many times. Like, at the end of the day, you're still paying for sex. When you take that woman out on a date, you're spending your money on her. And you're expecting sex from her.
Dinner and a movie is paying for sex?
It is if that man expects sex. If you're expecting sex. Yes, then you, I firmly agree there.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you might as well just...
You're trying to lure her in to have
sex. It was just...
Girl, he done took me out to eat to the movies. You know I'm finna get
And I've just recently had conversations with a couple of guys about this, and females too. And that's what they were saying. Like, if I spend $200 on a nice date, there was like a man expecting to have sex with that woman after that. And that's why I say men are paying for sex. They just they're just not handing you the money and then saying, here, let's go have sex.
The conventional.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Now, you can go to Vegas and do that all day long, and it's no problem, you know. Men and women, you know. But
I ain't paying no man to give me no free nothing. That's free.
Yeah,
that's free. That is free.
That is true. Because a man, men will give it up.
Because men are so vulnerable. Men
will
are
give it
so
up.
vulnerable when it comes to an attractive woman to
They
them.
are very
if the
vulnerable.
woman is attractive to them,
Yep.
all you have to do is tell him, and he,
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
ready. He ready. He ready.
That's facts.
If that woman is attracted to that man, all we have to tell him is that we want to do something with him, and he jumping all across loops to get to it. Men are so vulnerable when it comes to that.
They're vulnerable. They're easy. Like, we literally could go out now and meet any man out there, and if we want him, he's gonna give it to us. Come on, baby, let's go. Right. But vice versa,
might not give you no money.
Right? We're not saying that, but we're saying like you said, men are so easy.
Yeah.
Like, it's so easy to just tell a man, I want some. Give me some. Okay, they ready. But the other way around, a man may approach us or say that we say no. We know how to shut it down. We can.
Right.
But men.
Well, that's why I gotta take a sudden in the movie.
That's why they do extra stuff. As a matter of fact, I need to jump on Instagram. I wish I could, but I think I have a quote for us in our Women with Purpose Tour content that's something similar to that. And I forget the exact words, but it's exactly what you said, almost like men have to jump through all these hoops just to get our attention while we just have to just look beautiful. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. We don't have to do anything to get their attention, but just walk outside.
What Furman said, because a man has to value himself first and don't be careless about planting his seed in every woman.
That's true.
Now that goes back
That's true. That's so true.
That goes back to the last segment.
Yeah.
Furman just said.
Yeah.
He's so right.
Yeah. Yeah. Furman also says, I'm not expecting sex on the first date because I'm not after that. I'm all about getting to know your character. Furman, I wish all men were like that. Too bad they aren't.
And honestly, I don't think anybody should go into a date expecting anything.
The first date.
Don't expect the person to have manners.
I agree.
Don't expect the person to close their mouth when they chew. Don't expect the person to cover their mouth when they burp. Just don't expect nothing from anything.
Because you don't know them.
You don't know.
That's what you're there for, to get to know them. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And after the date, if that's what y'all decide to do, but I don't think it's a big deal, me per se, if that's what that person chooses to do with their body. But it has been stigmatized over the years.
Yeah.
As to you're less of a woman, you're a whore or anything. What if this woman never slept with anybody on the first night before, but she felt comfortable and she found you just so attractive and she wanted to explore and do it with you? Now you're calling her a whore.
Yeah.
You know, you just never know.
Yeah, I hate that stigma, because men, they go out and they let loose on any woman they want to. And the moment a woman decides to have fun with multiple men, she's a whore. Yeah, I hate that, because men and women, they're allowed to, if a woman wants to be free with her body, it's okay. If a man wants to be free with his body, that's okay.
Yeah.
As long as they're protecting themselves and protecting each other and the people that they're being free with, I'm all for it. Hey, be free.
Well, that's what you want to do.
Be free. Okay, we're going to jump right into the next topic because we're winding down on time here. That was a great one. We have to come back to sex on the first date. But our last topic we have here is self-accountability. And I think that was a good way you decided to wrap things up when we talked about this with self-accountability, because it goes pretty much into everything that we talked about today.
Yes.
And it's so important to have that self-accountability. If you're still tuned in here live on Facebook, drop in the comment section your thoughts on self-accountability and how do you keep yourself accountable. So I'm going to ask you that, Nadia. How do you keep yourself accountable?
Well, like I said, I'm a realist. I'm just a realist. I don't know how to explain it. Being a realist, you're just not real with other people. You're not just real about situations. You also have to be real with yourself. And if you're not real with yourself, you definitely cannot call yourself a realist. I'm real in every aspect of life. I've tried to view things and situations in multiple aspects, even when it comes to things of myself, like how I just lost my job because I cursed them out.
You know what? Earlier I said you were on vacation. I wasn't even going.
Well, I don't care. I lost my job because I cursed them out. So,
see how I'm a good friend, y'all.
Yes, and I appreciate you for that because I might not want anyone to know that. You didn't know that I was going to say that.
Yeah.
But so I have to hold myself accountable as to why I'm no longer have a job. Like, I'm using myself as an example.
Yeah.
I have to hold myself accountable as to why I don't have a job, why I got fired, and why I'm in the position that I'm in, which I'm not in a bad position at all. Mm-hmm. But it's just the fact you have to be real with yourself when it comes to certain things because, you know, like I've told you, I have had multiple jobs. Majority of the jobs, 90% of the jobs I have quit. I've only gotten fired twice, but both times I have gotten let go is because I don't take bullshit. And with sometimes I can't, and that's when I have to hold myself accountable too, because I don't take bullshit at all, and I get easily aggravated. So, but when it comes to certain things, I can hold myself accountable and say things better, handle things better, and I don't know how to explain as to holding yourself accountable because I'm just a realist, you know.
Yeah.
But if you're somebody who has trouble with holding yourself accountable, you definitely have to do self-evaluation and on yourself. Nobody can tell you, somebody can go off on you about holding yourself accountable, but if you do not do the self-work and hold yourself accountable, then you will never feel like you have to hold yourself accountable. You'll always feel like other people are getting on to you or fussing at you, but you have to hold yourself accountable. Before you go out here trying to hold anybody else accountable and tell people about themselves, you need to tell yourself about yourself.
Yeah.
And most people cannot do that because they don't know how to be real with themselves. They don't want to look at their own faults. They don't want to see anything wrong within themselves. And we all have plenty of things wrong with us that we need to work on. Every single last person in this world.
Everybody, yeah.
But when you cannot face that, then you can't hold yourself accountable. If you cannot face that, you will never be able to hold yourself accountable because you have to look at yourself. Nobody can do that for you.
Yeah.
So I don't have any advice as to how to do it. Just be real. Be real. Like, I'm a realist. That's how I describe myself. If anybody asks, I'm a realist, and I don't know how to tell you to do it for yourself. You just need to be real. And if you can't be real with yourself, you're fake.
That's true, because the first person you have to be real with is yourself. That's so true. And the first person you have to hold accountable for is yourself, because you definitely can't hold other people accountable if you're not holding yourself accountable, or if other people can't hold you accountable.
Right.
You know. So that's why I love our friendship, and I love the way we mix well in both business and in our personal life. Is because, like, even though Nadia, like you're 10 years younger than me, there's stuff you hold me accountable for. And I think that's so important for people to understand that just because you're of a certain age or somebody's younger than you or older than you, that doesn't mean that they can't hold you accountable for something, right? And so that's why I just love our dynamic together. And You definitely hold yourself accountable. I mean, like she just mentioned to you guys that, you know, she just lost her job. But I want y'all to know that my friend and her she holds herself accountable with her finances. So accountable that, like, I look up to her when it comes to money management, how to save. And when I'm talking about save, I'm not talking about a couple of dollars. Like, my friend knows how to save money. So that's why, you know, when you get back into school and when you start going to school, you're going into for finances and stuff like that. And I'm just like, yeah, that's the lane you need to be in because you know what you're talking about. Because even with me working with Tony and him holding me accountable of my finances, I guarantee you, and I promise you, Nadia, everything that he says, you've already said it to me. Not to say, you know, he's not saying anything important, but it's like, dang, Nadia said that. Nadia told me that. And I tell him that. I'm like, dang, my friend Nadia did say that.
But I wasn't always like this with money either. I had to learn because, you know, like I told you, I've been taking care of myself since 18. So I done messed over a lot of money, just not managing money correctly, but that's because I wasn't holding myself accountable. Once I started holding myself accountable, because I used to be like, oh my goodness, I'm still in this situation. I'm not living my rich lifestyle, even though I'm still
I love it.
Even though I'm still not living my rich lifestyle. Like, I am very comfortable. I have money. I don't have to want for anything, and I did not get to that point until I started holding myself accountable as to how I spend, what I spend it on, and stuff like that. And a lot of people miss that mark because they don't want, first of all, a person that don't want nobody else to be real with them are never real with themselves.
Yeah, that's so true.
Because if somebody can't come to you and be real with you about anything that they see that you can fix or do better for yourself, if you take that as a problem, that's because you're never real with yourself. It's somebody had to come and tell you. And sometimes we do have to go and tell other people. Yeah. And that's okay. But if you do not take heed to that advice, you will never be real with yourself.
And I think, you know, to everything that you're saying, what self accountability is so important because that's how you grow. If you don't hold yourself accountable to some of the things and some of the actions that you do and change those things, then you're never gonna grow. That accountability helps you grow. And I think it was last week Coach Shay was here on the podcast. One of the questions that I asked her about accountability and self-accountability is that, that Coke, is that why, and I asked you the same thing, why are we okay with letting ourselves down? But when somebody comes into the picture and holds us accountable, that's when we really understand, and we don't want to let that person down, but we're okay with letting ourselves down. Like, I'll let myself down and I'll lose self-accountability all the time. But now, like Tony, you know, is helping me with my finances and saying, okay, let's start this, and this. I already knew to do those things, right? But it was just me, so I'm okay with letting myself down. I'm okay with going through the drive-thru again, spending this, doing that. But now that I have people involved that are holding me accountable, I don't want to let those people down. So why are we okay with letting ourselves down but not other people?
I will say it depends on the person. Some people may become easily discouraged. And some people out here always need, not that they need, everything is really a mind thing. Everything is really a mental thing. Yeah. That's when mental health come into play. Yeah. And that's when self-evaluation come into play. But, yeah, so I don't know. I think it depends on the person. Some people are just become easily discouraged. I used to be one of those type of people because I was so used to, for an example, when I was in school, I was so used to everything going my way, everything falling into place. And once I graduated high school and things didn't go as planned, anything after that, I started becoming easily discouraged because I'm like, I didn't have a backup plan. My plan was to go to college and to do this and to do that. Like, that was I had it set out, and from then I became easily discouraged if something did not work out, which I've overcame that now, so I can use easily discouraged as an example, because some people are easily discouraged, so they need that push. They need somebody to be there, so they can be like, dang, like you said, I don't want to let this person down. Some people may be depressed, that's why they can never get nothing done unless somebody tell them. Some people are just lazy.
Yeah.
And some people are just lazy, and you be like, now you knew you were supposed to be and did that. Why didn't you do it? It's not because you had anything going on. You're not depressed, you're not self-lacking, you just lazy.
Yeah.
So it can just be multiple factors as to why that person needs somebody to give them a push.
Yeah. I'm that way. I'm not gonna lie, there's something about me. I need to hear I'm doing a good job. I need to hear good job, great. You're working hard. You're doing this. You're doing the right thing. I need to hear that.
You don't need to hear that. That's why it's time for you to do some self-evaluation. Because if you feel like you need to hear that from other people, you have to self-evaluate. You don't need to hear that. You are doing a great job. You know you're doing a good job. Is your business doing better than it was last year?
Heck yeah.
You're doing a good job. You don't need nobody to tell you that. Nobody. And of course, we want people to tell us sometimes, I'm proud of you and all that. But that goes back to what you said earlier. You can't expect that.
That is true.
And you don't.
Y'all hear my friend. That's why I love her. That's why I love her. Like this is stuff like we seriously talk about, like on the phone, like. And she tells me stuff like that. Like we're able to just go back and forth and just have conversation ups and downs and call each other crying and happy and sad. And it's just that's what sisterhood is about, being a woman without. That's why, to wrap this thing up, that's why, we're the Women with Purpose tour. And I'm just so thankful that we met and that we connected and that we have this beautiful friendship, relationship, businessship, all of that. And it's just growing and just elevating, and just, I really appreciate your time. Like I said, I had to get you in here as soon as I knew you had the opportunity, because you might not have another one coming up, so, but just to wrap it up really quick, I have one more small little segment. I think we got a little time. I got one little small little new segment. We're going to skip over one and then we'll do another one. So would you rather hidden images edition. So the game Would You Rather?
Yeah.
Okay, so just hidden images edition. So would you rather own a hair salon or would you rather own a nail salon, and why?
That's a good one. Ooh, that's a real one. Considering I just got my feet done. Ooh, that's a good one.
Why you picked this up particularly for me?
Yeah. My friend is such a girly girl, y'all.
I can't live without. Can it be combined?
You know what? They do
Can
have.
I combine it?
Oh, wait.
Can I combine it? Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I guess I will say a nail salon, because a generic nail salon draws any race, any culture.
Yeah,
you're not missing.
My friend's smart.
You're
My
kind
friend's
of
smart. Y'all hear that?
But with the hair store, with the hair salon, you have to
almost
kind
have a
of
niche.
Cater to a particular, because each culture hair is different, each race hair is different, so you're kind of limiting yourself. Even though I know if I was to have a hair salon, I'm pretty sure we'd be packed out, because Black women, we are going to get our hair done. But at the same time, if another ethnicity woman wanted to walk into my hair salon, she probably wouldn't be able to get her hair service, because we don't cater to that type of hair.
Yeah.
So nail salon to be the best way to go because you can cater to everyone.
My friend's so smart. I love how you put that, and you hit that with logic, like a nail salon, because there's just more people, more cultures, and which is true. I didn't even think of it that way. Like, that's dope. For me, neither.
It was the best decision because I'm looking a mess now only because my birthday is coming up in a couple of weeks. So I'm holding
You're not
off.
looking a mess at all. My friend
But
is so beautiful.
Douglas, you know me, I come in here with my hammer nails all the way out here.
That's why.
For your birthday?
I'm taking 2 trips, and Sabrina wants me to do something, and a couple of my lady friends want me to have a dinner party or something, but I just don't know. I haven't thought of anything because I'm not in the mood of trying. Like, I want to go to a new restaurant for new scenery, but am I in the mood for new food? Because what if the scenery is nice and the food
is bad?
See, that is just I'm done. It's just gonna ruin the experience for me. So I don't know.
Oh, hey,
I'm
Sharwick!
from
Shout out to
Mexico.
Sharwick Reed. He commented on the self accountability, and he says identify the things inside that self motivate. I love that. And then to his to our question about would you rather own a salon, hair salon, or nail salon? He says nail salon. So
Anything that Sharwick says, he's a businessman. I'm with you, Sharwick.
there you go, Sharwick. And shout out to Live Week Studios in Arlington, Texas.
I supposed to went by there Sunday, but what was I doing? Did I see you Sunday?
Did we see just for a little bit?
Yeah. Was I cooking? What was I doing?
You were cooking. It's always, friend.
What you cook?
You were making brunch.
Oh.
They never have breakfast. It's always brunch.
Yeah, it's never breakfast. You show what I cooked
1 or
yesterday.
2 o'clock.
Okay, so I redid the homemade dirty rice. Oh, and it was good this time. I still got some. I should have bought you some.
It was good
'Cause
the
we
last
stayed
time. I know.
No, friend. You know that she was straight this time. You was straight.
Yeah, my friend can cook though. Don't worry.
Wow.
My friend, she can cook. She be throwing down ribs on the grill. Look at that. Burgers on the grill. Shrimp grilled.
This steak.
Shrimp grill. I'm just saying last time you made burgers.
Oh yeah, and that was I only made them burgers. Y'all, she's supposed to come over to my home for a business meeting. Like we had it all planned out. We was gonna be with each other from a certain time to a certain time. She said she wanted burgers and everything. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna grill the burgers and everything. I called this girl when the food. I'm like, dang, it's 2 something. I still haven't heard. 2 o'clock in the evening. I still did not hear from this girl. And I'm like, dang, I done put the food on the grill and everything. She contacted me at 8 or something. The night, it's nighttime. Talking to my girl, I was asleep. Girl, I didn't cook these burgers and shrimp and
A whole spread.
a whole spread. I mean, dang. I was ready to make us some drinks and everything.
Shout out to Drink Me Out. Y'all, like, really quick, she does have some amazing drinks. Like, I tell you this all the time. Like, when I drink your drinks, I never have an upset stomach. I'm never at the bathroom the next day. We all know that happens on bad liquor. But then when I go out to certain places, I'm like, oh, it tore my stomach up. But with Drink Me Out, I never have a bad experience with your beverages, your drinks. So, yeah, shout out to how you make your drinks. I don't know how. I never watch you make your concoctions. Yeah, that's a word.
Yeah, that's my word. I call them concoctions. Well, number one, because I don't use cheap alcohol. That's why my prices are the way they are, because I don't. Those bottles are $70 a bottle and $60 a bottle. So that could be a reason too. I'm not putting evergreen in your drink.
Ooh, please don't. Please don't. Okay, well, you know what, Nadia? It's 2 o'clock. It's probably like 2:05 now.
Oh, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Your what?
Yeah.
Oh, really quick, speaking of bottle, we want to give a real quick shout out to Deception Spirits.
Yeah.
Black owned, whiskey brand. This is
Local, right?
Yeah, local.
Awesome.
Yes, they're here in the DFW area. Again, Deception Spirits. You can find them on IG. You can find them on Facebook. They are also in Total Wine Store. I think they're in Goody. Is it Goody's Liquor?
Goody's Liquor,
They're in, what's that other one here in Dallas?
You drink with whiskey? You drink whiskey?
You know what? The guys were saying they actually use this in lemonade, tea. They said they go to Chick-fil-A. Shout out to Chick-fil-A. No problem.
And get the half and half.
And get the lemonade and then put the Deception in there.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, shout out to those guys.
Whiskey is
Follow them on
also good
IG.
with cran, like a white cran peach or something like that. Whiskey is also good with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. I love the
And
honey.
this is honey flavor.
Honey, and you taste the honey.
Oh wow.
I love it. Me encanta mucho. I love it a lot. So, you know what? This has been another great episode. Thank you, Nadia. I really appreciate your time. This has been one of the best episodes ever.
As usual.
So we're going to wrap it up here today. Again, you know, shout out to all of our Hispanic entrepreneurs because we're still celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. Shout out to Trampo Taqueria for these amazing Trampo tacos. I love them. I love them. I love them. Y'all go out and be great today. Again, start your business, scale your business, grow your business. If you need help with that, that's what we're here for. Again, Next Level Internet Radio Station. We're not just playing music. We're not just podcasting. We're here to help you build your brands as well. So as always, y'all go out there, be great. Que tengan un buen día ustedes.
Have a good day.
Have a good
That's what
day.
she was saying.